What's going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach at interpreting the price action inside of your favorite cryptocurrencies so that you can make better trading decisions. If that's the kind of thing that tickles your fancy, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every single day, except for the days that I don't. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to try and figure out if we're going to have another move up. We've had a very bullish move up inside of Bitcoin, inside of the whole crypto space, actually. So we're going to analyze what is going on inside of Bitcoin. I also want to take a look at some of the other coins that are doing quite well. Chainlink, as well as I want to take a peek at what is going on inside of EOS. There was a huge pump inside of EOS, kind of took a lot of people off guard. It was met with a lot of selling pressure as well, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. But first, let's start with the price of Bitcoin. So let's just quickly take a look at where we are. Let's go to the daily chart. So we'll start out here on the daily. So we're inside of this ascending channel. I've cleaned up my chart a little bit. I do have the other chart from the previous videos. This is the Binance futures chart. So we're just taking a look at the futures contracts, seeing how those are being sold. And we're inside of this ascending channel. We're kind of at the mean right now, so we do have an opportunity to maybe push up, potentially up to the 14.3. I think that's going to be a little too much. I think if we are going to get another push, we're probably going to go to the 13.8 mark. So if we go ahead and just take a look at the 12-month chart, this is the yearly chart. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So on the BLX, this is a 12-month chart. This is a yearly chart. Okay, so the level that we're looking for, this was the 2017 bull run. You can see that the market close here. I'll just move over my toolbar. You can see over here we have the open, high, low, close, and the close was 13,899. So 13,899. And then over here on the wick, we have a high of 13,838. So 13.8 is kind of the level to beat right now. That is very, very significant resistance at that level. So when I'm taking a look at what's going on inside of the price of Bitcoin, if we do get another leg up, I'm not expecting there to be a push. I think it would be irresponsible to not take profits at that level, is basically how I'm going to play that. So let's just switch over to the 4-hour chart. Here we are. Inside of the mean of the channel, so we do have an opportunity, like I said, to get that another push up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the localized move. I've applied a Wyckoff box here, and it was looking, Wyckoff, it's all about analyzing in real time. You want to see what the price action is doing in real time. I actually did buy a futures contract on Bitcoin. You can see the little star there was my entry point on this. If you're interested in kind of learning some of the methodology that I use, learning the Wyckoff method and stuff like that, I encourage you to join the free Discord down below. I have a ton of material inside of the Discord that will help you learn this method, as well as you can kind of ask me questions on how to kind of interpret the price action. But the thing that's nice about the Wyckoff method is you are analyzing the price action and the volume. Every other indicator that you use is a lagging indicator. Moving averages, oscillators of any kind, all of that stuff is a lagging indicator because their entire, the way that those indicators work is based off of the movements of the price action. So if you can learn to interpret the price action, you're actually going to be ahead of a lot of traders. So I highly encourage you to at least give this a try. It's not as complicated as it looks. I know there's a lot of acronyms and there's a lot of interpretation, but when you get the hang of it, honestly, when you see it, you can't unsee it. So I encourage you to take a look at the Discord down below. So we are in this upsloping formation. Okay, I did make an entry right here. This red line is what's referred to as the creek. So you kind of have this system of highs here, and then when you get a nice jump across those highs, it's called the jump across the creek. It's indicating bullishness, it's indicating strength, and that was right before we got a spring here. There's a spring here is when you fall through and you get bought back up. So there was a lot of bullish price action, at least here on the 45-minute chart. Then we made it to the top of the channel, and we did get a rejection, and the rejection was very, very significant. Now, this is definitely a sign of weakness, okay? There's weakness here. We can see how easily the price could fall. So we need to be very careful with our interpretation of the price going forward. There's a very high probability that I'm going to get stopped out of this position. I'm going to let it ride. I've given my contract a lot of breathing room. This is the stop loss down here, down at 12.2. So I've given my trade a lot of breathing room, but if we break out of this, you know, that's going to be a very significant sign of weakness for me. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. If I don't, because there is a support here, if I don't, I'm going to be looking for an opportunity to exit the position at a minimal loss. But yeah, so this is a very significant sign of weakness. However, it got bought up very aggressively. We could see the volume definitely came in. We had a lot of buying pressure to bring the price back up inside of the trading range. So that's pretty bullish. You know, there is another opportunity for us to continue to the upside. The price overall is ascending, and we are on declining volume. Here's the thing. It's the weekend right now. Weekend traders, for the most part, you know, there's obviously experienced traders everywhere, but the institutions are not trading on the weekends. So the majority of the traders that are trading during weekend hours are the inexperienced traders. The inexperienced traders tend to keep their stop loss really, really tight. They don't want to lose a dollar. So they keep everything really tight. And what that ends up causing is you get a chain reaction of this cascading effect of stop losses getting triggered. So I'm pretty sure that that's what happened here. You know, this is a result of people just didn't believe it. It's like, oh, it's making a move up, but it's definitely going to crash. And that's valid. It's valid reasoning because we're butting up against some serious resistance. So we're going to see a lot of people becoming really aggressive with protecting their positions. So, you know, we definitely had, this was a stop loss reaction. This was a stop loss chain reaction. So is it a sign of weakness? Yes. The buyers did come back in. Yes. So I'm just holding tight. I'm going to see how this plays out. Again, there's a very high probability that this area here does end up being a last point of supply. So I'm going to be monitoring this area and interpreting the price action on the volume. If we start falling on heavy volume, that's pretty much going to be the signal that I need to maybe jump out of the position. But for right now, I'm holding tight, and I'm holding tight with a very loose stop loss, at least for this move right here. So that's kind of what I'm seeing inside of Bitcoin. Now, if we jump into the price of Chainlink is another one that I took a position on. I did have a position down at the bottom of the channel. Down here, we broke through. Let's get a zoomed out approach here. So on Chainlink, we did have this downward sloping line of resistance here. We did manage to break through, and then right here, we got bought up with a good amount of volume. We got this line right here. The defense of this bottom trend line was strong. The buyers came in, the bulls came in and defended that line. So I'm interpreting that as the spring. I did take a position down there. I don't know where my star is. My star's gone, but kind of stole another trader's star idea. I really like the idea of keeping track of where, just at a glance, keeping track of where you enter as well as where you exit. So anytime you make a move in the position, just mark it somewhere on the chart so that you can keep track of what it is that you're doing. So yeah, right here, again, we came up and we got a test, and this test kind of is in line with this support and resistance flip back here. We had this bull flag, and then we had a nice jump off of that support line down here. This is kind of when Chainlink really fell apart and made it to the downside, and now we've made it back up and we've tested that line of support. So this was significant enough of a test for me to want to take a position, so I added to my link position right there. And again, we're going to see how things play out. You know, Bitcoin pretty much rules the space, so we're going to need to just cross our fingers and hope that Bitcoin behaves. But you know, we are absolutely up against some very critical resistance, so going too aggressive at this point in time is, you know, you really need to have already been in a lot of these positions. If you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for some moves, you're honestly far better off waiting to see if we can break through that serious resistance up at 14K. If we can break through 14K, yes, the move is going to be big. Don't FOMO in. You're going to want to wait for the retracement because it does need to test. So you're going to have to wait. It may take weeks because people have been waiting for this move, and a lot of people are going to enter the space. So it's going to go up, and it's going to go up pretty aggressively. That being said, you can't take a position right now because you'd be taking a position at resistance. Don't take a position at resistance. Always buy support and sell resistance. So any of the moves that I'm making right now, they're very aggressive. And if you would like to learn more, again, just come and say hi in the Discord. We're more than happy to help you make some smarter financial decisions as far as your trading. So that is all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed the content, please leave it a like. If there are any coins that you would like me to take a look at, leave them in the comment section down below. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.